What if I told you that the ground beneath your Barndominium could cool your entire home for less than $5 a month, even in scorching 100-degree summers? While everyone else is paying $300 to $500 electric bills trying to cool their metal Barndominiums, there's a hidden underground system that taps into the Earth's constant 60 to 65-degree temperature to pre-cool your air before it even enters your home. I'm talking about earth-air heat exchangers. And this isn't some experimental technology. This is proven engineering that's been used in Europe and the Middle East for decades, and almost nobody in the Barndominium world is talking about it. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to engineer a geothermal cooling system under your Barndominium slab, how much it actually costs in 2026, the real return on investment, and why this could be the difference between a Barndominium that's comfortable year-round versus one that turns into a metal oven every summer. Stick with me to the end because I'm breaking down the complete cost analysis that shows how this pays for itself in just 3 to 5 years. Before we dive in, if you're serious about building a Barndominium that's energy efficient and cost-effective, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I post detailed breakdowns like this every week, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. The Barndominium oven problem. Let's start with the brutal truth. Metal Barndominiums have a serious heat problem that most builders won't tell you about until after you've already built. Here's why. Metal siding and roofing have extremely high thermal conductivity. What does that mean in plain English? It means metal absorbs radiant heat from the sun way faster than traditional wood framing or brick. On a 95-degree summer day, your metal roof can reach surface temperatures of 150 to 170 degrees. That heat radiates straight down into your living space. Now combine that with the volume challenge. Most Barndominiums feature those beautiful 20-foot vaulted ceilings in the great room. It looks amazing, but here's the problem. You're trying to cool 20 feet of vertical airspace. Hot air rises and gets trapped at the peak. Your air conditioner is working overtime trying to cool this massive volume of air, and it's fighting against a metal shell that's constantly absorbing heat. The result? Your typical 2,400 square foot Barndominium in Texas, Arizona, or the Southeast needs a 5-ton AC unit running almost constantly from June through September. We're talking electric bills of $350 to $550 per month just for cooling. Some owners in Phoenix and Houston report bills over $600 during peak summer. This is where most people give up on Barndominiums in hot climates. But here's what they're missing. The goal isn't to fight this battle with more expensive active cooling. The goal is to shift to passive pre-cooling. Instead of trying to cool 95-degree outdoor air down to 72 degrees all at once, what if you could pre-cool that incoming air to 65 degrees before it even enters your HVAC system? Your air conditioner would only need to drop the temperature 7 degrees instead of 23 degrees. That's a 70% reduction in cooling load. That's exactly what an earth-air heat exchanger does. Engineering the earth-air heat exchanger. Here's how this works. About 6 to 10 feet below the surface, the Earth maintains a nearly constant temperature year-round. In most of the United States, that temperature is between 60 and 65 degrees Fahrenheit. In hotter climates like Arizona or Texas, it might be 65 to 68 degrees. But the key point is this: it doesn't fluctuate. Whether it's 105 degrees outside or 32 degrees outside, the Earth at that depth stays constant. An earth-air heat exchanger, also called an EAHE or earth tube system, works by running buried pipes through this temperature-stable zone. Outside air enters through an intake tower, travels through 100 to 165 feet of buried pipe, exchanges heat with the surrounding earth, and emerges inside your home at that constant 60 to 65 degree temperature. Let me break down the engineering specifics because this is where most DIY attempts fail. The sweet spot depth is 2 to 3 meters, which is about 6.5 to 10 feet deep. Shallower than 6 feet, and you're still in the zone affected by seasonal temperature swings. Deeper than 10 feet, and your excavation costs skyrocket without much additional benefit. The 6 to 10 foot depth gives you that stable temperature while keeping excavation manageable. The pipe run length is critical. You need 30 to 50 meters of pipe, which is roughly 100 to 165 feet. Why so long? Because heat exchange takes time and surface area. As the air moves through the pipe, it needs enough contact time with the cool earth to actually drop in temperature. A 100-foot run will give you about 10 to 15 degrees of temperature drop. A 165-foot run can give you 15 to 20 degrees of drop in ideal conditions. For pipe material, you have two main options. HDPE, which is high-density polyethylene, is the gold standard. It's extremely durable, has a smooth interior for better airflow, resists corrosion, and has good thermal conductivity. PVC is cheaper but has lower thermal conductivity and can become brittle over time when buried. For a system you're planning to use for 30+ years, HDPE is worth the extra cost. Pipe diameter matters too. For residential applications, 8-inch to 12-inch diameter pipe works best. Too narrow, and you create too much air resistance. Too wide, and you don't get enough air velocity for proper heat exchange. Most residential systems use 10-inch diameter HDPE pipe. Here's the layout strategy that saves you thousands. Instead of digging trenches after your barndominium is built, you snake the earth tubes under your slab before pouring the foundation. This means during your site preparation phase, you're laying out the pipe runs, burying them at the proper depth with the proper slope, and then they're already in position when you pour your slab. The pipes terminate at floor vents inside your living space. This integration saves massive money on excavation because you're already moving earth for your foundation work. You're killing two birds with one stone, solving the humidity and health hurdles. Now let's talk about the two biggest concerns people have with earth tube systems: condensation and air quality. When warm, humid air passes through a cool pipe, condensation forms. This is basic physics. If you don't manage this condensation properly, you end up with standing water in your pipes, which becomes a breeding ground for mold and bacteria. This is the #1 reason DIY earth tube systems fail. The solution is the condensate trap and proper slope. Every earth tube system must be installed with a minimum 2% slope from the intake point down to a condensate collection point. What does 2% slope mean? For every 100 feet of horizontal pipe run, the pipe drops 2 feet in elevation. This ensures that any condensation that forms inside the pipe automatically drains to a collection sump at the lowest point. At that collection point, you install a condensate trap, similar to a plumbing P-trap. This trap allows water to drain out while preventing outside air from short-circuiting your system. The collected water can be drained to daylight, into your gray water system, or into a small sump pump if needed. For climates like the Southeast, Florida, or coastal Texas where humidity is extreme, you may also want to install a dehumidification loop or use antimicrobial pipe coatings to prevent any biological growth inside the tubes. Now let's talk about air quality. Some people worry about radon gas, soil contaminants, or just general air quality from pulling air through buried pipes. Here's how you solve that. At the intake tower, which is the above-ground structure where outside air enters your system, you install a MERV13 or MERV16 rated filter. MERV stands for Minimum Efficiency Reporting Value. A MERV13 filter captures 90% of particles down to 1 micron in size. This means pollen, dust, mold spores, and most bacteria are filtered out before air even enters the earth tubes. For radon concerns, which are only relevant in certain geographic areas, you ensure your pipe joints are completely airtight, and you can install a radon sump at the intake if needed. The reality is that radon is heavier than air and tends to accumulate in enclosed spaces, not in ventilated earth tubes with constant airflow. When properly engineered with filtration and condensate management, the air coming out of your earth tubes is actually cleaner and more filtered than typical outdoor air. The solar chimney synergy. Here's where this system gets really clever. Barndominiums have a natural advantage with their high vaulted ceilings. You can use that height to create passive airflow that doesn't require any fans or electricity. This is called the solar chimney effect, or thermal chimney. Here's how it works. Hot air rises. It's always going to rise. In a Barndominium with 20-foot ceilings, that hot air accumulates at the peak of your roof. If you install automated windows, a cupola, or a thermal chimney vent at the highest point of your structure, that hot air can escape. As hot air escapes at the top, it creates negative pressure that pulls air up from below. If your earth tube vents are installed in the floor, that negative pressure naturally pulls the cool earth air up into your living space. The rising hot air literally sucks the cool air in from below. What's amazing about this is that it works even during a power outage. No fans needed, no electricity required. As long as the sun is heating your roof and creating that thermal differential, you have airflow. During peak heat, when you need cooling the most, the system works hardest because the thermal differential is greatest. You can enhance this with a small solar-powered exhaust fan at the peak, but in many cases, the passive thermal chimney alone creates enough airflow to move 200 to 400 cubic feet per minute through your earth tubes. Combine this with your regular HVAC system, and you've created a hybrid cooling approach. The earth tubes pre-cool your air to 65 degrees. The passive solar chimney creates airflow, and your AC only has to do the final few degrees of cooling to reach your target temperature of 72 to 74 degrees. Cost-benefit analysis, the real numbers. All right, let's get to the numbers because this is what everyone wants to know. What does this actually cost to install, and is it worth it? Initial investment breakdown for a typical 2,400 square foot Barndominium with a 150-foot earth tube system. Excavation and trenching for earth tubes runs $2,500 to $4,000 if done during foundation work, or $5,000 to $8,000 if done after construction. This is why you do it before pouring the slab. HDPE piping for 150 feet of 10-inch diameter pipe costs approximately $1,800 to $2,500, including fittings and connectors. Intake tower assembly with MERV filtration, rain hood, and insect screening runs $800 to $1,200. Condensate management system, including the trap, collection sump, and drainage, runs $400 to $700. Interior floor vents and distribution runs $300 to $500. Optional solar-powered ventilation fan at thermal chimney runs $400 to $800. Professional installation labor, if you're not doing DIY, adds $3,000 to $5,000. Total system cost, if integrated during construction, $6,200 to $9,700 for DIY installation, or $9,200 to $14,700 with professional installation. Now let's look at the return on investment. A typical 2,400 square foot Barndominium in a hot climate requires a 5-ton AC unit. Running that 5-ton unit during summer months in Texas, Arizona, or Florida costs approximately $380 to $550 per month in electricity at 2026 rates. With an earth tube system pre-cooling your air, you can downsize to a 2.5 to 3-ton AC unit, which costs $180 to $280 per month to run. That's a monthly saving of $200 to $270 during the 5 to 6 month cooling season. Annual savings? $1,000 to $1,620 per year just in reduced electricity costs. That doesn't even include the reduced wear and tear on your HVAC system or the lower initial cost of installing a smaller AC unit. Payback period: $6,200 system divided by $1,300 annual savings equals roughly 4.8 years. A $10,000 professionally installed system pays for itself in 6 to 8 years. After that, you're pocketing the savings every single year. But here's the kicker that most people miss: property value increase. In 2026, net zero and energy-efficient features are major selling points. A Barndominium with documented low energy costs and passive cooling systems can command a 5 to 8% premium in the resale market. On a $350,000 Barndominium, that's $17,500 to $28,000 in added value. Your $10,000 earth tube investment just became a $20,000 value add. Plus, in some states, energy-efficient ground source systems qualify for tax credits or rebates. Check with your local utility company and state energy office. Some programs offer $1,000 to $2,500 in rebates for qualified earth-coupled systems. Let me walk you through what this actually looks like in practice. You're planning your Barndominium build. During the site planning phase, you work with your excavation contractor to map out your earth tube runs. Most systems use a serpentine pattern where the pipes snake back and forth under your slab footprint to maximize length while staying within your building envelope. The intake tower is positioned 15 to 30 feet away from your building in the prevailing wind direction. This is an above-ground structure about 4 to 6 feet tall, with a screened intake at the top to prevent debris and animals from entering. Air enters here, travels down into the buried pipe network, runs through 150 feet of earth-coupled pipe at 8 feet deep, and emerges through floor vents in your living room, bedrooms, or great room. You install manual or automated dampers at each floor vent so you can control airflow room by room. During peak heat, you open the vents fully. During mild weather, you close them partially. During winter, you can actually reverse the system in some climates to pre-warm incoming air, though this is less common. The system requires almost zero maintenance. Once a year, you replace the MERV filter at the intake tower. Once every 2 to 3 years, you check the condensate trap to ensure it's draining properly. That's it. No moving parts underground, no mechanical systems to break down, just physics doing the work. Climate considerations. This system works best in hot, dry climates like Arizona, New Mexico, West Texas, and inland California, where humidity is low. In these areas, you get maximum temperature drop with minimal condensation issues. In hot, humid climates like Florida, coastal Texas, Louisiana, and the Southeast, the system still works but requires more robust condensation management and potentially a dehumidification loop. The temperature drop might be slightly less, but you're still seeing 10 to 12 degree reductions, which is significant. In moderate climates, the system can work in reverse during winter to pre-warm incoming air, though the savings are less dramatic than summer cooling. The system is least effective in already cool climates where air conditioning loads are minimal. If you live in Montana or Maine, this probably isn't necessary. So should you install an earth-air heat exchanger system in your Barndominium? Here's my honest take. This is perfect for you if you're building in a hot climate where cooling costs are a major concern, you're doing new construction and can integrate the system during foundation work, you want passive, low-maintenance cooling that works even during power outages, you value energy independence and sustainability, you plan to own the property long-term to realize the ROI, or you're interested in net zero or near net zero energy performance. This might not be for you if you're in a mild climate where AC costs are already low, you're retrofitting an existing Barndominium, which makes excavation very expensive, you're flipping the property short-term and won't see the payback, or you're not comfortable with the upfront investment. My bottom line is this. Earth-air heat exchangers are proven technology that work exceptionally well in the right climate and situation. For hot climate Barndominiums, this is one of the smartest investments you can make. The combination of reduced energy bills, increased comfort, lower HVAC equipment costs, and increased property value makes this a win on multiple levels. The key is proper engineering. Don't just bury some PVC pipes and hope for the best. Work with someone who understands the depth requirements, slope requirements, condensation management, and filtration. Done right, this system will serve your Barndominium for 50+ years with almost zero maintenance. If you're building a Barndominium in 2026 or 2027, seriously consider this. The upfront cost is minimal when integrated into your construction budget, and the long-term benefits are massive. Drop a comment below if you've used earth tubes or geothermal systems in your build. I want to hear about real-world experiences. And if you found this deep dive valuable, smash that like button and subscribe because I've got more game-changing Barndominium content coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.